I stopped talking to my mom after she chose her new husband over me, but now she wants me back in her life. Growing up, it was always just me and my mom against the world. My dad left when I was a baby, so she raised me on her own, and I never felt like I was missing anything. We were a team, and I knew I could count on her for anything. But everything changed when she met Mark. At first, I was happy for her. She deserved to find someone to love, someone who would make her happy. But as their relationship got more serious, I started to feel like I was being pushed aside, like there wasn't room for both of us in her life anymore. It all came to a head one night when Mark proposed to her. She was over the moon, and I wanted to be happy for her, but when I asked what this meant for us, she brushed me off. "You're old enough to take care of yourself now," she said, like I was just some obligation she was finally free of. It hurt, more than I could have ever imagined. She chose him, her new husband, over me, her own child. So, I made a decision that night. I walked out of her life, and I didn't look back. The years passed, and I built a life of my own. It wasn't easy, but I managed. I put myself through school, got a job, and eventually found my own place. But no matter how much time went by, that hurt never fully went away. I would hear about my mom through mutual friends or family, about how happy she was with Mark, how they were traveling and living their best life. It was like she had moved on completely, like I had never been a part of her life at all. I tried not to think about it, tried to convince myself that I was better off without her. But then, out of the blue, she called. Hearing her voice after all those years brought everything rushing back, the pain, the anger, the betrayal. She wanted to meet, to talk, to explain herself. She said she missed me, that she regretted the way things had ended between us. But I couldn't just forgive her that easily. Not after everything she put me through. When we finally met, it was awkward, to say the least. She looked older, more tired, and I could see the regret in her eyes. She apologized over and over, saying she never meant to hurt me, that she was blinded by her own happiness. But her words felt hollow. I had spent so many years building walls around my heart to protect myself from that pain, and now she wanted to tear them down. As we talked, I could see that she was genuinely sorry, that she wanted to make things right. But I also realized that I had changed. I wasn't the same person I was when I walked out of her life. I had learned to live without her, to rely on myself. I didn't need her anymore, not the way I used to. But part of me still longed for the relationship we once had, for the mom who had always been there for me. In the end, I told her the truth. That I wasn't ready to just pick up where we left off, that it would take time to rebuild the trust that was broken. She understood, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like she was really listening to me. We agreed to start slowly, to take things one step at a time. It wasn't a perfect solution, but it was a start. As I walked away from that meeting, I felt a strange mix of emotions, relief, hope, and a lingering sadness for what we had lost. But I also felt stronger, knowing that I had faced my past and come out the other side. My mom wanted me back in her life, and while I wasn't sure where things would go from here, I knew that whatever happened, I would be okay. Because I had learned to stand on my own 2 feet, and nothing could take that away from me.